Day number 6, guys. Our last big day, 13.5 miles. We're staying at the Glen Nevis Campsite this evening. We could have gone all the way down into Fort William. It's only an extra 2.5 miles, but we thought we'd just got the rest of the week off anyway, so we might just as well stay up here. Hoping this weather clears up a bit. It's supposed to stop raining at 10, 11, and then it's not forecast to rain again for the rest of the time we're here, though cloudy. Last night's accommodation. What can we say about that?
Interesting.
It was called Eden Collie in Kinlochleven, and I don't think I've ever felt less welcome anywhere I've stayed in my life. It was like we were a complete inconvenience.
Not going to recommend it.
No, and we were just speaking to a lady and her son that turned up the same time as us yesterday, and she summed it up exactly as we did as well, so I don't feel we're being harsh by sort of telling the truth, really. You know, people were on a long walk and they booked these places and expecting a little bit of hospitality. You'll get none there.
We did speak to a few people at breakfast and they said the same thing. No one felt welcome.
Yeah, we're glad to be out alive, to be honest. The breakfast was very subpar. Not good for £110 a night. Sort of feel a bit ripped off, really. Manners go a long way and they cost nothing. We never actually met the lady of the house, only the son, what I can only gather is the father, both walking around yesterday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon in pyjamas. Yeah, quite an experience, one we don't want to relive. But anyway, enough of that, on to today. We've got a long pull out of Kinlochleven today. We're getting a lot of height very quickly. Oh, the other thing I was going to say is last night we ate a pub that's in the town here, and I'll show you it as we walk past actually. The food was fabulous and the staff in there were fantastic. Everyone was really friendly. Quite a few of the people that we've met on the trail were in there eating last night. It was a really nice vibe. So complete polar opposite to where we stayed. But I'll show you that as we walk past. Definitely recommend that. Also in Kinlochleven there's a big co-op as you go out of the town, so you can stock up on your day's supplies, and that's right opposite the pub that I was talking about a second ago. See all the West Highland Wayers congregated outside. Yes, it was the Highland Getaway Inn. The restaurant's upstairs. Really nice, and they've got a long veranda that overlooks the big burn that runs through Kinlochleven. Yeah, we had read online that it's a good idea to book ahead. When we got in there was people in and out constantly. Very popular place, so definitely book. Yeah, can't recommend that enough. Right, time to hit the trail. Yeah, you can see just up there. That's the veranda you can sit on when the weather's nicer. Very pretty in Kinlochleven, but there's not a great deal here really. It's right as an overnight stop whilst doing the West Highland Way, but wouldn't necessarily visit here if you're in a camper van travelling around Scotland or anything like that. Yeah, it's a long old ascent out of Kinlochleven. Wind's blowing into our faces as well, so not what's needed this morning. I think we're very nearly at the top now, and I'm led to believe that it flattens off a little bit. So that's where we've come from. It's just there we stayed. Quite a long old rocky track up there. I actually think it's the first time I've been out of breath on this whole walk. Woo! As you can see, top's not too much further now. So that was the pass done out of Kinlochleven, 1.5 miles and very nearly 900 foot of ascent. Yeah, tough start to the day, that one. But see behind me now, views are all opening up. Highlands of Scotland. What a place, eh? Usually take some nice photos up there, but it's so cold. And that you stop your digits, but they're going to fall off. So yeah, I'd like to have been able to fly the drone up around that bit today as well, but it's just not happening. I think today just getting from A to B. So yep, carrying up this Glen, build some body heat back up again. Yeah, this track we're walking is mostly over 1,100 feet, so it's very cold. Forecast for the temperature to only be about 4 degrees. I can imagine the wind chill to be far lower than that. Like Kate just said, it's about 4 degrees but feels like 0. There's very little escape from the wind up here, so keep going. Oh, just in the lee of the wind now. Go on this big lump. Oh, that's a long old slog from Kinlochleven to here. I think we're 6.37 miles in. There's just been endless puddles and streams to navigate, and big rocks and up and downs, and wind so cold, it really is. Yeah, not a great day for video creation, so I don't think there'll be a great deal of content today, but never mind. It's about getting from A to B, I think, like I said earlier. Just don't want to move from this nice bit out of the wind, but must go on, so we'll keep going. So we've not seen a golden eagle, we've not seen a single deer, we've not seen a Highland coo, barely any sheep. But what we have seen is tadpoles on the pathway. Loads of tadpoles in all the puddles. It's random. Must have been washed down from a, I don't know, higher stream, I suppose. Yeah, so this area is where the Battle of Inverlochy took place. 1645. It's mad, there's such beautiful surroundings, can hold such an awful history. Nice to see a few trees on the trail again. It was pretty bleak first part of today. Now it looks like we've got some forest to walk through. Good old Cornish pasty. Yeah, we're going to stop in this little wood a bit now for some lunch. Shielded from the wind with pine trees. Oh, I'll turn the hood down for a bit. So just up there, in the distance, you can see the top of Ben Nevis. Ben Nevis being the highest point in the whole of the UK. I think it's 4,200 feet. I'll put that down here. Yeah, it's quite nice, this part of the walk. I've actually got all of our layers on now. I've got a puffer coat underneath my raincoat with the hood up as well. And gloves on. It's absolutely bitter cold. But nice to be amongst some trees and some bird song again. Yes, just behind me there is Ben Nevis, highest point in the UK. Still got snow on the top as well. Not have much views up there today though, it's completely shrouded. Yeah, this section today has probably been the busiest that we found. Lots of people grouped together, and there's actually quite a few sort of walking tours, 6 or 7, even 10 people strong. But yeah, I think because Kinlochleven is such a big stop for everyone, because other than that you might as well push on to Fort William. A lot of people stopped there and all left at the same time this morning, so yeah, it's definitely been a busier part of the trail. If you like that kind of thing, it's great. We do prefer a bit more solitude than that, so people walk at their own pace, and after a few miles you find yourself in a little pocket. Yeah, you see the top of Ben Nevis now is completely clear. Definitely a crampon day up there. Snow looks quite thick still. Well, we went up there in June. There was thick snow up there in June, so I think it's most year round. Still not done that one yet. It's on Kate and I's list to do. Seems a shame being this close to it and not doing it, but we just won't have the legs for it on this trip. It'll be another trip. Gives us a good excuse to come back up, doesn't it, love?
It does. Should we do it? But not today.
No, or tomorrow for that matter. Yeah, so we've done Snowdon, which is the highest point in Wales. And we've also done Scarfell Pike, which is the highest point in England. Must do the highest point in Scotland and the UK as well. And we have seen quite a lot of nice walks that we'd like to try in the Mourne Mountains in Ireland. That looks beautiful. But just having the time to do all these things. These people that do trail running, got every respect for it. I think I'd end up breaking my ankle. Dunderful Fort was built around 2,000 years ago. It may have been occupied or rebuilt on several occasions through the time. The Celtic fort of Pitchock Kitadal. Imagine the people who lived here. The colourful flags and banners proclaiming the power of the tribe to which they belonged. The fort dominates the Gllen, a natural stronghold and amazing views. Look at the mighty Ben Nevis now. Incredible. So we're just dropping off the side now, down into Glen Nevis. Second part of that walk was still hard going actually, but much prettier, come amongst the trees again. That's not quite so barren. And yeah, beautiful. So that's where we're staying tonight. That's the Glen Nevis Campsite. Could easily have just pushed on another 2 miles into Fort William and gone back to Milguide today, but we've sort of taken the whole weekend and into next week off work, so we thought we'd just make the best of it. Don't get many campsites with a better view than that, do you? Sitting right next to Ben Nevis. So yeah, the only downside is our tent is soaking wet from 2 days ago still, so we'll I'll probably have to wipe it over with one of them cloths, dry it out as much as I can. But it'll be a warm night once we're in there. Temperatures tonight are going to go down to about 9 degrees, so much better than the last wild camp at -3. Yeah, shouldn't be too long on, we'll be down there, tent up in the bar. So there you go, we're at Glen Nevis Campsite. We just calculated our walk so far since Monday when we started, and we're at 97.4 miles. I think it's about 2.8 down into Fort William to the actual finish spot. Obviously there is 2 finish spots as well. You've got the old finish spot, which is on a sort of ugly roundabout, which is closer to us, and then further right through the other end of the town is the new finish spot, with the guy with the achy feet sitting on the bench. I expect the locals thought it'd be a good idea to put it at the other end of the shopping centre, so you pick up stuff on the way through. A bit like going in for milk and bread in Asda. But yeah, this is lovely here. We've got That's our view. Yeah, so we've just got a coffee on, and we're letting the tent air out. Obviously, 2 days ago when we put the tent away, it was still covered in frost, and it went away. It was really muddy, so I've had to wipe it down with a cloth and dry the floor of it, and just got all the doors open. Just letting it air out. Just almost done actually. It was absolutely dripping wet in there. So yeah, once that's all dried out, we'll be able to get our sleeping bags and mats and that in there and chill out basically. It's only 3:45, so we've been here about 35 minutes I suppose. All set up. Weather looks a bit brighter, even a possibility of a bit of sunshine there. That's it for today's walk. It was a bit gruelling really, if I'm honest. What did you think of it, Kate?
It was a tough one today. It's a bit of a slog.
Yeah, it was like coming out of Kinlochleven. It's just like 1,000 foot of ascent, and there's nothing. It's so bleak. It was so cold and so windy. It was sort of glad to get out of that glen and turn the corner, and then the walk picked up a little bit then. It's not long after then you start to see Ben Nevis, and you get all the trees back and the bird song. Just makes you feel, just feels better, I think. But the pathway coming down, the last bit was just, it's agonising, wasn't it, love? Little tiny sharp stones, and it just went on and on and on. I think both our feet are glad to be on nice soft grass now. So yeah, just 2.8 miles to go in the morning, and then we would have done it. Morning guys, day number 7. Great night last night at the Glen Nevis Campsite with incredible views. Comfortable night. It went down to about 4 degrees, so a bit warmer than the previous wild camp. Yeah, just the short walk down into Fort William this morning, about 2.8 miles. As you can see, sun's out, barely a cloud in the sky this morning really. It's lovely. So yeah, we're going to have a little mooch around Fort William. So our train's at 11:40. Probably pop into Weatherspoons for a bit of breakfast, and that should set us up for the day back to Milngavie. The train's 4.5 hours with 2 stops. Apparently it's one of the most beautiful routes in the whole of Europe. So yeah, we're going to get cracking on. We'll see a bit further down. Don't know if you can see, but there's like tiny little ants making their way up Ben Nevis this morning. So we opened the tent at about 7 o'clock, and already could count 15 little ants trotting along the pathway there. This is like the perfect base for that. You can walk it straight from this campsite. So we'll be back. Last night we ate in the bar and restaurant area at the site. It's actually pretty decent food in there. Yeah, just making our way back up from Glen Nevis Road, back up to the West Highland Way, which is just behind me there. Lovely and warm this morning. I love that spring sunshine. It starts to have that little bit of warmth to it. Feels awesome. Here we are. We're going that way. Here we are guys, the original end of the West Highland Way. Congratulations, it says, from Ben Nevis to the Highland Centre. Come inside to purchase your certificate. Old end of the West Highland Way is on a very busy roundabout as you approach Fort William. But just in a little bit further, there's a nicer one, shall we say. So we're going to go down there now and have a look. After leaving the old end of the route, just keep following these brown signs which are all the way along. That leads you down through the town centre to the new end of the route. So that's us at the end of the 97-mile West Highland Way. It's been a great experience. I've loved every minute of it. I had to dig deep at times. Could have done with a bit more of this weather, but hey ho, we got here.
It's worth it.
Worth it. But if you've got as far as watching us to the end of our West Highland Way trip, thank you very much. We appreciate that. Get down in the comments and let us know your experience of the West Highland Way, or if you have any questions for us, pop us a comment and we'll get back to you and answer it. Definitely worth doing. We've enjoyed it. We'll see you on the next video. I'm not sure where we'll be next.
Knows.
Really don't know. Probably a rest for a little while. We're going to head into Edinburgh for a couple of days and just chill out before we head back down south. Again, thanks for watching. And we'll see you again soon on the next trail. If you could hit the subscribe button and like our videos, it would be great. And the comments we have are fantastic. We love reading the comments. We read every single one of them, and it gives us the oomph it takes to keep getting out and making them. Cheers guys, bye now.
Bye.